Hello, everyone, and this is part 2 of the Oscars mini-series and such here. The first video didn't exactly do well, and I don't really care. I'm doing this for my own sake, as well as people that do care. So I am going to talk about a few more of the short films that are being nominated at the Oscars, starting with Nine Nine and Wabo. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this. That one that you can't read because it's backwards, but whatever. So yeah, this is a short, and it is, we're gonna read this. A grandma super team dance, stretch, and fart their sorrows away. This is about two Chinese ladies who are really good friends, and they do those things. They stretch together, they hang out together, they dance together, they fart together. It's very silly, it's very cute, and I enjoyed this one. This is one of those one-time watchers for me. This is not something I'll ever want to watch again, but it was very cute. And I've definitely known people, especially after working at a bar in Wisconsin. There's older gentlemen and older ladies that do hang out every week, and they come to the bar to drink their wine or their beers, and they shoot the shit, or they play cards or whatever. There's definitely people like this. So I found it very cute, very relatable. When I become an old person, I hope I have a friend like this that I can be cute and old with, I guess. So yeah, not much to say about it. It's very silly, like I said. It's very cute. But yeah, I enjoyed this quite a bit. Again, I'm not going to really give rating to these. It's hard to rate a 15-minute short. It really is. All I can say is I enjoyed it. It was cute. It was adorable. I enjoyed it. This one, The Last Repair Shop, it is about a group in Los Angeles who keep students' instruments in good repair, essentially. It's a repair shop that repairs student instruments. And it's a little bit more than that as well, because they also talk about people who work there and what their experience is as far as instruments and stuff like that, and as far as their experiences getting to where they're at in life. So it's a little bit more than that. And it's very nice to see, people making kids happy. I will say that. The one thing I kind of found a little boring with this one, I guess, is it is about, 40 minutes long? It's 40 minutes long. There's essentially 4 people that really tell their stories, 4 people. And it just feels like, okay, 10 minutes of this person's story, 10 minutes of this person's story, 10 minutes of this person's, then 10 minutes of this story. And then you have some little kid moments going, oh, I love playing the piano. And I mean, that's kind of it. So it's kind of the same thing over. It feels like 4 short films all in one, longer short film. So, it kind of is just there. Out of the 3 that I've seen this time around, this was probably my least favorite. Let's look back at my others here. Yeah, it's one of the lower out of the 6 I've watched so far. I'm not gonna lie. It's not bad. It's really good. I just, like I said, it was very kind of paint by numbers. I apologize. I have a skin disease, and I do have dandruff, technically. So it's not uncommon to see white crap in my hair and on my shirt. And it sucks, but it is what it is. So yeah, this one just, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I understand why it's being nominated. I just, if this won, I'd be like, okay, whatever. So yeah, I didn't particularly love this one, but it's enjoyable. The last one, I'll bring it up. Let's see. ABC banning of books. Let's see if it'll bring it up. I don't even know if it'll bring it up. Oh, will it? Will it? Ah, yes. Okay, here we go. So the ABCs of book banning, that's what it's called. I said that way wrong. This was my favorite out of the 3 I watched. This is about books that are being banned in schools. And it was very interesting. And I found this the most interesting because of how much I agreed with parts of this documentary and how there were parts of this documentary that I just did not agree with. Like the movie opens up, the short, I guess, whatever you want to call it. It opens up with like 9-year-old girls saying that like they have like an 8th grade reading level or something like that. Or 9th, I can't remember. Point is, they have higher reading level than most kids their age. And they're talking about how they want to read more adult books. And right there, I was like, I don't know if you need to read The Catcher in the Rye. I don't know that you need to read about a guy hiring a prostitute. I just don't know if at 9 years old, that's what you should be reading. But then I thought about it a little bit as well, and I went, but I think you should be able to read, maybe something like Tom Sawyer or Huckleberry Finn. Yes, that has, like language in of that time, the N-word and such like that. But that's about the worst of it. And I feel that, if a kid can read that, they should be able to read that. So I think, they talk about restriction and banning. And there was another one, I forget. Limited, that was the other one. They talk about these terms and how they're defined with, books and such like that. And I found that very interesting. And I do feel there should be kind of some restriction as far as age goes. But as far as banning books, I do not think that books should be banned per se. In an elementary school, should, 50 Shades of Grey be in there? God, no. But, in like, maybe, I don't know, high school. Maybe in high school, I don't know. Again, this is why I really enjoyed this one, is I was really thinking about things. That was not even one of the books that was mentioned, but you know what I mean? I'm just giving a crazy example here. Some books that were banned that I thought was stupid was a children's book where there's 2 penguins and both of them are men and they're gay. That book was banned. There was another book based on Rosa Parks, a kid's book, banned. The Hate U Give, banned. I went through a whole list. Wicked was banned. And they show like quotes from the book that people specifically don't like and why they're banned. Some of them I'm like, what? That's stupid. And it is stupid. And there was one particular scene that I really liked in this, and it was the Rosa Parks kids book that I think the girl was 10 or 11, and she was reading it, and she kind of ended with it, and she was like, I don't understand why this book would be banned. Like, why? I'm curious to know why this book was banned. Because someone said, no, this is silly. Someone stood up for themselves. That's why it's banned? Like, why? And I completely agree. A book based on Rosa Parks should not be banned. Another book that is banned is Mouse, which is a graphic novel that talks about a person's experience in the Holocaust. While, again, I don't know if 9-year-olds should be reading it, I think high schoolers absolutely should be allowed to read that book. And they should be reading that book. It's a wonderful way of teaching the Holocaust through a graphic novel. If you're someone, that learns great through a graphic novel, absolutely people should be reading Mouse. So yeah, there was certain books that I was just like, why? And something that is kind of brought up in this too is the kids are saying it's like they don't want us to remember the past, the history. They don't want us to learn. They're scared of what we've done, and we just want to forget about it. And I think it was a boy, I can't remember. Anyways, the kid was saying how, well, then we're just going to do it again. If we're going to forget about it and not learn anything from it, then we're just going to do it again. So what's the point? And I agree with that. So yeah, there was definitely things that I really agreed with in this that, and they asked, like, there was a clip of the Rosa Parks author book, and she was asked, should any books be banned? And she said no, because to ban words is to take away our freedom of speech. And I kind of agree with that in a sense. Again, I do think there should be kind of some restriction as far as, an elementary school child reading, certain books. I think there should be some filtering, I guess you could say. But again, she's kind of right. That is kind of taking away freedom of speech. So yeah, it is a really interesting line. And again, well, not again. If you saw my Turning Red review, or maybe a couple of my reviews, I'm sure I've talked about in the past, my parents were very much helicopter parents. I couldn't read a lot of things. I could not watch a lot of things. Shrek was a movie that was inappropriate because of the Big Butt song, because of certain references in the movie and such like that. So my parents were way overbearing. I never got to have the talk because that's inappropriate. Even though it's a part of life, we all experience these things. It was inappropriate. To this day, they're uncomfortable talking about things, and it's silly. We should all be able to talk about the things that we all do. Like, it's silly. So yeah, this was a very interesting short because I was kind of all over the place on it. I was like, I agree, I disagree, I agree, I disagree, I agree, I disagree. And it was very interesting, and there were some really great points on both sides, and I like that. So, definitely one of my favorites out of the 3 I've watched, or the 6 in total now that I've watched, because this is my second part. So yeah, I'm going to hopefully watch more of these shorts and such like that. I have one of the Oscar-nominated documentaries. I've reviewed that either on the channel or coming. More Kung Fu Panda movies coming. Yeah, more movie reviews to be coming and such like that. So lots to do. And I'm also moving this week, so woo! So yeah, you guys, I hope you have yourself a great day, and don't do anything I wouldn't do, and we will see ya next time.